This is the most adult version of Dora the Explorer you will ever see. What is up, Netflix fans, and welcome back to my channel. Today, a brand new series dropped, unlike anything we have ever seen before. If you guys remember Bandersnatch, the Black Mirror episode / interactive movie that came out recently, and you were able to make decisions within the film itself and tell characters where to go, what to do, and find one of the many endings of that particular movie. Now we move on to something using that same interactive nature. We apply that to a television show, but not just a television show, a scripted series with a plot. And while this is slightly scripted, this is Bear Grylls, a man that really a lot of people love following him along on his adventures. He had his show Man vs. Wild. He is making his name known even more with other nature series and shows and things on television. Now he is venturing into streaming, and he has a brand new show called You vs. Wild, and the name is pretty much what happens in the show because you get to make the choices, you get to make the decisions on where Bear goes in his journey, how he goes about solving these issues, and if you mess up, you have to go back and start again in certain places. We will get into all of that in this review today. I want you guys to let me know in the comments section down below, have you even heard of this? Did you watch it? Did you enjoy it? Did you have a fun time making Bear Grylls do crazy things? Because I sure did. Let me know all of that in the comments section down below, and let's talk about You vs. Wild. So in this interactive series, you'll make the key decisions to help Bear Grylls survive, thrive, and complete missions in the harshest environments on Earth. And I know how this is going to go. A lot of people are going to watch this series just to kill Bear Grylls, to send him down a path that he is not necessarily going to be able to come back from. And you do get the ability to do something close. Now, Bear Grylls never actually dies. We don't see that. But he does get to a point in his journey very often, if you make the wrong decision, to where he cannot come back from. Therefore, you have to start from a specific point earlier on in the episode, and I tried my best to go down every single route that I possibly could for every episode. When I would make a mistake on purpose, I would go back, restart, do the other option, and you do have a really cool choice to where you can go back to a particular scene and change that decision. I think that comes in handy when you're doing a show like this because maybe an audience member accidentally clicks something, which I don't know how you're going to do that, or they make a decision and immediately change their mind. I do that often in life, but this is such a crazy thing to me because you are literally, his life is in your hands. Now, is it scripted? Is the first episode a little cheesy? A doctor is on a mission to deliver malaria vaccines and you have to be the one to save her. Yes, it's the most scripted and ridiculous and Dora the Explorer-esque thing I've ever heard, but I would be lying to you if I said I didn't enjoy making these decisions. Listen, I said this in my Bandersnatch review. I'm going to say it again. I can't even make my own life decisions. So the amount of stress that is on you deciding on where Bear is going to go, if he's going to walk over this really unsafe and bendy log, or if he's going to take that vine and he's going to swing to the other side. These are the decisions that you are making here, and that's not even the most drastic thing you do. They get way more drastic and way more over the top, and it is entertaining seeing when he does fail. And I hate to say it because I like the guy. I'm sure there was some danger there, whether he's rolling down a mountain or he's getting into a river filled with crocodiles. Yeah, there are things in there where I'm like, I don't know if I want to make this poor guy do this, but he's already done it. It's already decided, so that's the goal of the show. And it's part of the fun. I don't think Netflix would have given you the option of sending Bear down a path that he can't return from if they didn't want you to do that and want to stick around for this series for as long as you possibly could. And the things that I've been mentioning, I don't want to go too far into the series. They just happen in the first episode, but the further you get, the more environments you get to explore. I just watched the new documentary series, Our Planet, and in that series, you got to see some beautiful shots and some incredible cinematography of places around the world, and you get to see that here. Is the cinematography as good? No. There's a lot of handheld shots, a lot of where Bear is clearly being followed by a camera guy, and there's GoPro shots. It's everything that you expect in a show like You vs. Wild. It reminded me of Man vs. Wild, just a lot more inventive. But they don't just make you go on a rescue mission every single episode. No, they do switch it up. There's one episode where you have to survive for 24 hours. There's another episode where you have to collect all of the items. Can you do it as an audience member? Can you decide on the right things and get Bear to where he needs to go and have the patience for it? Because that's important with a show like this. You have to have patience and you have to have plenty of time. The episode length is going to vary because not everyone is going to make the right decision over and over, and not everyone is going to want to make the right decision. Therefore, you could be there for like 15 to 20 minutes, I guess, or you can be there. I feel like certain episodes, I was there for like 40, 45 minutes. Probably wasn't, but I may have been. And it really does. It feels like a video game at times because even though you're not in control of his movements and his motions, you still get to decide where the narrative goes. And once again, it is a scripted narrative. The reason why I keep repeating that is because some people are going to go into this thinking, oh my gosh, did Bear really do all of this stuff? And he does do all of this stuff. Like I said, certain things he does in this show. It is extremely dangerous because even though you know they take every precaution necessary putting him in these situations, and clearly there are way more people there than what it looks like or what it's made to look like, but he does put himself in these situations for our entertainment, and that is what Bear Grylls is all about. He's all about providing for the viewer, and this is probably the most he's ever done that. Now, does everyone love Bear Grylls? No. But that's another reason to watch this show and take part in the interactive nature. Listen, if you don't like Bear Grylls, you can make him do the wrong things, and he does get sucked away by the current. He does roll down the side of the mountain. There are things in there I'm like, oh my gosh. So whether you enjoy the guy or not, there's something in here for everyone. Now, let's talk about the plot of every episode for just a little bit. Like I said, it is very cheesy, especially the ones where you're collecting all of the items and you're saving the doctor that has the cure for malaria. It's very ridiculous, but it does in its own way feel like something that you are a part of, and I liked that nature of it. I liked the aspect of the entire thing. Look, is it the most ambitious, epic, and plot-filled show I have ever seen? No, absolutely not, but that's not the point. The point is to guide Bear Grylls on these missions, and you get to do that in a very fun and entertaining way, and maybe you'll learn things in the process, survival skills, and how to maneuver your way out of a jungle just in case you ever get stuck in a jungle, which I really hope you don't. Trust me. It's not fun. Now, I do want to lay out a few issues about this series that I have as someone who critiques movies and television shows that not a lot of people have, because this is a show that is fun and there are aspects that people are going to really enjoy. I did have a problem with Bear Grylls constantly giving exposition to the audience members. He is laying out every situation, giving us both options and telling us exactly what should happen with those two options. It did get repetitive after a certain point, like 2 or 3 episodes in. I was sitting and going, okay, I could use less of him talking to us and explaining things and more of me putting Bear on this adventure, because that's what I'm there for. I'm there for the adventure, not the silly plots or the silly characters that never get any fleshing out or explanations. Well, Austin, they don't need that. This is basically a man versus wild. Well, this is clearly a scripted show, so I want to judge it based on that fact. If we are judging it from the plot standpoint, then it's not very good. The plots are very mediocre. And sometimes having to go back and change things, make other decisions, and process these decisions that you are making in your head, it comes at the cost of the narrative, and it comes at the cost of, well, I've been spending a lot of time with Bear Grylls, and I'm kind of getting annoyed with him. Now, I never quite got there, even though I was getting close, especially with the narrative point of view. I thought it was very weak, honestly. But I was having fun making these choices, even though there were certain choices where they could have made it a bit more epic. Maybe Bear gets in more trouble than he actually got, and the stakes aren't as high as I thought they would be in this show, which will be fine for some people, but for others, you're gonna be like, well, I wish the crocodile would have, eaten him or something. And here's what I'll say at the end of the day. If you are a big video game fan and you like the idea of an interactive show or movie, definitely give this a try. If you're in this more for the narrative, for the story, where it's going to go, and having the chance to actually kill Bear Grylls, well, you never quite get there. It never lets you explore the options that maybe certain audience members will want to explore. But I will say, from my perspective, I did enjoy this show. I had a good time exploring most of the options. I won't say I explored all of the options. I tried my best to. That's where I've been basically all morning, but I still had a pretty fun time doing it, even though it does get a bit repetitive after a while. Overall, I'm gonna give this a solid 70% for now. I will see how it maybe holds up compared to more interactive things that we will inevitably get with Netflix coming out with more content like this, but it is a very brand new and semi-fresh thing, so I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see where this technology, if you will, goes, and if they can really create something with this insane plot. That's what I'm waiting for, and that's what I can't wait to see. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. video. I appreciate all of the comments letting me know, did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you looking forward to it? Later on this week, more Netflix reviews as always. Like I said, and like I've been saying, I will be out of town, so the reviews will take place in my car other than the one that's coming out tomorrow, and I will try my best to get to Hellboy and Missing Link as fast as I can. No promises that will be Friday or Saturday, at the latest Sunday, but I will get there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Game of Thrones on Sunday, baby. Let's go!